Hi everyone, welcome to the Beacon Virtual Open Day.
Hi,
Hello, hi.
welcome. Do invite your friends to come and join us. It's good to
So
see
we'll
you
wait for
online, everyone. Yes. Hi, Tina and Damina. How are you guys? I hope you are
Hi,
staying
Hi,
fine
Miss.
Miss
right
John.
now.
Yeah, all fine. Yeah, it's a
Good.
good day here. Yeah, very nice
Yes.
weather in Singapore today.
Yes,
We
Singapore
have
always has good weather, right?
Very
yes,
tropical.
we have to wait for some time. We are waiting for our audience to join in.
Sure, no worries. Yeah. So, do we want to talk a little bit about Singapore?
I
So,
think
Yeah,
what's
you're the
I think
happening in
best
Mishra is the
Singapore?
person.
best person to talk.
No, me.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm the Singaporean here, right? Yes, yeah, I know. For a lot of people, Singapore, a lot of people's wondering what's happening in Singapore. Especially with the COVID-19. Definitely, a lot of people outside may see that hey, the numbers are going up very high, and people seems to be worried. But we want to just affirm everyone that actually Singapore is in very good control. A lot of the numbers are actually in our dormitories, the worker dormitories, and they are already in control because our government has actually placed these workers in safe accommodations, okay, and of course some of the facilities in Changi. So in fact, the numbers in the community have gone down a lot. For just before the circuit breaker ended, right? Before phase one, actually the numbers went below 10, below 5, even 1 or 2, right? So definitely I feel very safe as a Singaporean, and very blessed as a Singaporean. So we have got a good government, we've got a good system, and of course,
Yes.
everything is just staying here just makes you safe, even though you are in the midst of a pandemic, right? Yeah, I don't know about you, Tina and Damina. Do you feel the same
I
way?
always feel home in when I'm in Singapore. It's so nice here.
And
So
I'm
I
Yes.
so,
think we
yeah,
can
So
actually,
yes, Damina.
we should really thankful to the government of Singapore and the Prime Minister and the cabinet of ministers and all the social welfare workers and also the healthcare workers and every community in Singapore that they are really, really supporting each other to overcome this pandemic situation. So I'm really blessed to be a part of Singapore community now. So actually, so that's how I feel that we are really, really thankful.
thank
Yes, and
you.
thank you. Yeah, we should thank our government and, of course, thank everyone who have worked really hard. Our healthcare workers, even people who are still serving us the essential services like our bus drivers, our people working in the MRTs, right, and even the schools, our teachers who are going back to school because after 2nd June, our government schools have started operation, and a lot of our young kids in primary and secondary school have gone back to school as well, right? So yeah, I want to thank everyone. And of
Be a
course, the
part of
students.
community now.
Yeah,
So actually, so that's
yeah.
how I feel.
So, students, I also hope that those who are in Singapore are doing well. All right, do stay safe and remember to wear a mask when you go out and try not to mingle because you at this moment it's in phase one and we're not allowed to actually go out and mingle in food centers in eateries yet. Okay, but of course you can go out. You can go to the supermarket, buy food and everything. All right, so do most importantly remember that every one of you is also playing a role, okay, in terms of this ensuring that COVID-19 doesn't spread in Singapore, right? All of us play a part, and I hope that students, you remember that you play a part, wear a mask, okay, and stay home. All right, yeah. So how's our crowd now? Shall we start soon? Tina, what do you
I
think?
I think we can start. We can do the official introduction for Miss Chua
Yeah,
and Mr.
sure.
Daminda.
Hi
Hi everyone, welcome to Beacon
everyone.
Virtual Open Day. My name is Tina Gupta, Country Manager of Beacon International College, and today we have Ms. Chua Singhvi, Deputy CEO, Marketing and
Hi.
Business Development Director of Beacon International College, and Mr. Daminda Pereira, who is also Business Development Director for South Central Asia and North Africa and the Middle East. Also, we will meet Mr. Andrea Moro,
Hello.
Program Manager of Cardiff Metropolitan University, conducted here in Beacon International College, Singapore. So, hi, Ms. Shaw. Thanks for joining our live session and giving us time. And your words, I'm sure our audience will get a lot of benefits, whatever you will share with us today. So, shall we start?
Sure. Yeah. Hi, Tina. Yeah. Thank you for the introduction, and of course, thank you. I feel very honored and for inviting me to join this Facebook Live open house. I don't know about you, Tina, but definitely I think it's a challenging time for many out there recently, and I hope that everyone is staying well, and you and Daminda too are staying well. All right. Well,
Yeah, Mishra.
despite of yeah, great. Despite of all the challenges I think you may be facing. I'd like to remind everyone, don't give up, all right? Because there's always hope at the end of the tunnel, right? We can come out definitely, I believe, greater and stronger, through this pandemic experience, all right? I believe, I don't know about you and Tina, but I have never been through a pandemic like that. This is like, something that has never happened in the last 100 years, and I think many people in our generation has never gone through a pandemic like that. And in a way, we will not, we as the human race, all right, have gone so far, right? And definitely there were pandemics like that before, okay, but we overcome, all right? So I think don't give up, and maybe some of us or some of you may be feeling depressed, in fact maybe lost and unsure what to do next, right? You may be thinking about your future, what, oh no, now after I finish studying, or when I'm studying right now, can I find a job after this, because the economy may not be doing well, or even like now my job is at risk, right? What should I do, there's a lot of worries and anxieties, but I'd like to share with everyone that, look, as I mentioned, pandemic will not last forever. It will come to an end eventually. And that's why I guess we should all get ready for the new era, right? Which we call the post-COVID-19 era, all right? By equipping ourselves with a recognized qualification, maybe that's one choice that you think about. So definitely, I'd like to introduce, okay, that definitely in Beacon, there's a saying that says, Beacon, learning never stops. All right. And we have, in fact, continued with our home-based e-learning classes after the circuit breaker. For those out there who are not from Singapore, right, if you don't know what circuit breaker is, it's a beautiful name our government have come up with, right, Tina and Daminda? It
Yes.
actually is,
Yeah.
it is
I think we are
similar
the only
to,
one using that name.
yes,
Yeah.
right, the circuit breaker. It is actually similar to a lockdown in many countries, okay? And why do we call it the circuit breaker is because, like, when you've got something wrong with your electric circuit, you break it, all right? And so the virus doesn't spread anymore. I like that term, don't you? Circuit breaker, right?
Yes.
Of course,
Yeah.
very special.
Very special. Yeah, so during after this circuit breaker, during this circuit breaker, we've been offering a range of courses, okay, online, whether it's English, you name it, O-level preparatory courses, even higher level learning courses like business, hospitality, which and eventually logistics, which we're going to start, design. Okay, so all these courses we have online at the moment. So, and definitely, I don't know about you, but I've gone to some of these classes, and I believe our students are quite happy because coming to classes has never been more convenient. You switch on your laptop, and ta-da, you are on live, you're in a class, right? I mean, we've never had this privilege, Tina and Damina, when we were students.
Yeah, of course.
So,
Yes.
so anyway, I hope that all of everyone of you there will stay on, because we have lined up for you tonight many interesting interviews. All right, and different one of our colleagues here will be sharing with you about the experience with Beacon, including Mr. Daminda, who is our business development director, of course, Mr. Andrea Moro, our Cardiff Metropolitan program manager, and of course Miss Tina, who herself has been in Singapore for many years and been with Beacon for many years, right? So stay tuned in, and I will definitely see you guys later again during the Q&A session. Right, so I'll give the baton back to Miss Tina. I'll hand it over back to you, Miss Tina. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Mishra. I think you should not leave us. You should stick around, and you
Yeah.
can also join and answer some questions for the students, and they will be definitely useful for them.
Sure, definitely. I'll be happy to say hi to any of the students if they need any help. Welcome.
Sure.
All right. Yeah.
So we will start the Q&A with Mr. Daminda Pereira. So, Mr. Daminda, are you ready?
Yes, of course. I'm ready.
So these questions are normally we get in our daily life. Actually, whenever we get students in our college, even they are coming walking over the phone, over the email. These are the question, and we randomize. Take out few question which is important, and I hope Mr. Daminda can deliver the answer and student get satisfied with the answer. If you need any help, Mr. Daminda, you can always pass the ball to Miss Chua. She can help you add
I'm sure
the
I know
Daminda
she
is
can be my
fine. Don't
savior.
worry, Daminda.
she can help you answer the question. So the first question, let's start the first question. The first question we always get from the student is, can student get a job after finishing study?
Yeah, well, the answer is yes, of course, as long as you have a good profile and employers like you. So definitely you can find a good job in Singapore opportunity. Then I will share some options we have, or it will help you that how Beacon works and how it will help you to get a job opportunity in Singapore. As a, I have to tell you first, as a private education institute, we are not supposed to promote the working opportunities in Singapore. Okay, but of course we can guide every one of you throughout the process that how you find the job and all. There are few ways that Beacon eventually helps students to get a job, especially our internship programs. We have internship programs for the hospital management and future logistic and supply chain management programs. So those who get a internship, most probably, most of the employers, they will offer you a full-time job as pass or employment pass as long as you show your capabilities and employer like you, there is an opportunity. And the other thing I have to share that Beacon International College is offering Cardiff Metropolitan University programs from UK. So Cardiff Metropolitan University is under the Singapore Ministry of Manpower list of universities, accredited universities, which help you to get a job eventually in Singapore. And the lastly, I want to highlight Beacon is conducting every year annual design talent show. So the talent show is invited most of the industrial partners and experts. So students usually have the opportunity to mingle with the industry partners and impress them to get a full-time job after your studies in Singapore. And I forget one more thing, and some of the students who completed 2 years Pearson High National Diploma programs also get a lot of opportunities to get a full-time job even before they complete their final year bachelor's degree. So I think, Tina, you get the answer. Mr. Do you have anything to add for this?
Oh, I think Daminda answered very well. Okay,
Okay,
but I'd
thank
like
you.
to add that that definitely, as I mentioned, right, a lot of students will be wondering, oh, but the economy is not so good now. What will happen? And look, I mean, I like to share the students from a different point of view, right? I'm not going to sell you programs or anything. I'm just going to be honest with you. Look, if you think this way that, oh, economy is no good, I can't find a job, so whatever, I'm not going to study, I'm just going to just wait and see what happens, then look, I'm going to tell you that you will be behind, right? You'll be behind other students who are more equipped and are ahead of you. Students who are forward looking, right? They would learn and equip themselves as much as they can. In fact, even I know of friends and colleagues, I see two kinds of friends and colleagues and friends who work really hard and learn anything they can when they are working. All right. And they never say no to boss because they always want to try something new. Why are they doing that? Because they are actually keeping talents, learning talents, so that it will be useful for them in the future when they want to find another job or get a promotion. Whereas I see another kind of friend or colleagues that come and say like, oh, I just know this and I only want to learn this, or you give me a job and I'll learn this, or if you guarantee me that I can find a job, then I will learn this. To be honest, the attitude is totally wrong. Okay, it in this day and age, attitude really matters, and no matter whether it's any employers, okay, or in fact any organizations, they'll be looking for employees who wants to keep learning. All right. So actually, it's not a waste when you study a program, whether it's with Beacon, with any other places. Whatever you learn will eventually become useful for you. So whatever Mr. Daminder have mentioned just now, yes, it's true. We help you. There are internship programs in some of our courses, whether it's diploma in the hospitality management, or higher diploma, and eventually the students go on internship, they learn. But it's your choice whether you want to take up the internship, right? Because some students may say that, um, I I don't want to work in certain kind of environment. I'm scared of this. And I'm worried about that. So you're stepping on shells. Every step you take, you're frightened. You're worried. So then you never learn. All right, and you restrict yourself to opportunities that you can have actually if you open your mind. All right. So I like to always tell our students and our colleagues, look, it takes two hands to clap. Beacon, we help you. We want to clap, but if your hands don't come, it doesn't clap, right? I don't know if you agree with me, Tina and Damina. So
I do.
I really hope that students, before you think about, can I find a job? Look, I actually want to tell you honestly, look for a program that you like. Because if you like the program that you're studying and you enjoy the program that you're studying, you will go far in life. All right. Because no matter what you learn now, okay, when you graduate, all right, and then economy may not be good, but because you like what you're doing and you give your extra best, you give 150% instead of just 100%, then employers can see it. Right, when you go for interviews, they will see that, hey, this person is someone I think I want to hire because he's putting in an extra effort. All right, of course, in life we can never guarantee 100%. And I don't believe any colleges, right, Daminda, in Singapore would ever guarantee you 100% employment rate. There's no such things, right?
Exactly.
But,
Yes.
right, as I mentioned, choose the course that you like. We have a team of very professional lecturers who are here to help you, okay, attain, okay, the qualification that you should attain. And eventually, introduce you to potential employers, not just in Singapore. Look, I know students, I don't remember, do you remember? We've got some students who are working in Dubai, in
Yes, we do.
yeah, in top hotels, 5-star hotels. I know of students who work now, my graduates who's working in Hong Kong, okay, in 5-star hotels, and even in different
We have students in Australia
industries.
also.
In
Yes,
Australia,
Yeah.
yes, exactly. Yeah. So, like I said, it's not, don't restrict yourself to just Singapore, restrict yourself to just, oh, I want to know this, I want to learn this, and then I want something guaranteed. Because if you've got that mindset in life, then it's really difficult, to progress, right? Keep your mind open, try your best. I think that's the attitude that the students should have. Sorry, I think I've spoken too much, Tina. I
No,
should
it's okay.
pass
I'm
the time
Yes,
I'm
back to
it's
sure
you.
really good
students
that you
will get.
explained very well.
Yes, and I'm sure students will get a lot of benefit. And thank you again, Ms. Shah, for answering and make it so
Welcome.
beautifully. You made it so beautifully, and you're keeping all the words. It's whatever you are saying. I'm sure students will definitely get benefit.
I
And
hope so.
so this question is again also very a famous question. You can say we always get. What makes Beacon make difference between Beacon and other college? So difference between Beacon and others. So I'm sure if Miss Shah will say that because it's her own college, it's better we hear
I'll
from
let
Mr.
Daminda
Daminda.
do the honor first. I'll let Daminda do
Okay,
the honor
sure.
first.
So
Please,
I will
Daminda.
change the
Thank you.
challenge. Okay. So, okay, can I change the question like this? Why Beacon is different? Instead of, can I say that why Beacon is special? So, because it's
Yeah.
not nice to
Yes.
talk about other people, right? Instead, we say why
I
we are
agree.
special. Yeah. So, okay. So, a lot of students asking me the question because we are the frontliners in Beacon to counseling the students. So, I always say few things. Okay, we can actually categorize into few uh, ways that how we explain the student. Okay, first I would like to talk about why Beacon programs are special. Number one, the variety of programs we have, from English language programs, IELTS, and also the Singapore government school entry exam preparation programs. We call it AEIS, Admission Exercise for International Students. And
Mm-hmm.
also we have academic programs um, like hospitality management, business management, design, logistic, and supply chain management. So that's make a very big variety. Not many private schools in Singapore having variety of programs. And also, especially, we have programs like undergraduate to postgraduate, even diploma, higher diploma, HND, 3 years bachelor's degrees, and also the master's in international hospitality and tourism management. So that makes Beacon a variety of programs available for the international students and as well as for the local students. And the other thing is that our the programs, our academic background, our teachers, the teachers, lecturers actually having master's degrees and also the PhD as well. So that makes the teachers are very capable of delivering what we supposed to deliver. And we have high rate of industrial attachments. So compared to other schools, Beacon is one of the school in Singapore that giving not, I cannot say guaranteed, because it's something has to come to from the students
Yeah.
as well, because students has to complete their modules before we arrange the internship. Also they have to maintain about 90% attendance rate, and also they shouldn't have any bad how to say the bad reports from the Singapore government or any other activity what they have done. Everything has to be clear, then only we are able to provide them the internship. So if someone say that is guaranteed internship, but I would like to say that is guarantee becomes because of your how to say the your capabilities and everything. So and next I like to say about the academic side of the college, especially Beacon founder Miss Lee Hian. She herself is a renowned lecturer from the Nanyang Polytechnic in Singapore. So Beacon follow her disciplines, and Beacon is more academic or study focused, believing in providing quality education rather than a commercial success of the company or the college. So that is, I think, one thing that everyone has to think when we take a decision to join Beacon. And the next is our facilities and the location in Singapore. We are at the famous Balestier area in Singapore, at the end of the edge of the central business district, next to the upcoming Novena Health City and a lot of hotels and facilities around. And Beacon is well connected with the public transport services. And also, Beacon has state of the art facilities, modern classrooms, practical rooms, library, basketball, and all those facilities in the campus. And also, especially, we have on campus accommodation for a very reasonable price. Another thing I would like to highlight the proximity to entertainments and cultural and heritage places, and also the places like National Museum of Singapore, famous Marina Bay Sands, Arab
Yes.
Street, Malay Street, Chinatown, Little India. So you will see all those places very near to Beacon International College. So after classes, if you want to relax, you can go to the Marina Bay, the Clarke area. So there are a lot of options for the international students. And also, Beacon is very near to most of the churches, mosques, Buddhist temples and the Hindu temples, and also the central Gurudwara in Singapore. So it's just walking distance. You can find all those religious places if you are really want to go. If you really want to go to the places like that. And student support service of the Beacon is very, very important, and we are always getting a lot of comments, good comments from the students and everyone from marketing, admission, and student service department. Even teachers are really, really into the students, and we can believe one-to-one studies actually focus more on individual students. And also we are well connected with the parents and the guardians of the students. So that is also one more thing that we help parents to get the attendance reports, academic results, and everything on time promptly. So the parents back in the country, they don't have to worry much about the students. So any parents want to check about the student status, we can always you can always connect with us. In the conclusion, I would like to say the state-of-the-art facilities and the multinational student environment, lectures and staff of Beacon a truly international experience to all of us. I think I talk a bit.
That's
No, you're great, Daminda. Yes, you covered almost everything. Right.
So, did
so.
Mishra have
I'm
to share
Yes.
sure.
something? Yeah.
So that's how Beacon is special. I will not say I'm
A
definitely
difference.
difference, yeah, but yes, different. This is how we are special in Singapore, and that's why you should join our special college, Beacon International College.
Mm.
Okay, so
And I guess we also give hope to the students, right, Tina? I think, do you remember last year's graduation when we were having graduation? We shared, because it was our 15th anniversary as well. And we shared about our pathway and our milestones and how many of our students successfully graduate and become successful people in the world. I think that is something special about Beacon. And we remember these students and we are so proud of them, you know. Some of them, in fact, I think I did share in one of the speech when I was at the graduation that, you know, the students who we knew, they were young, they came to us when they were 16, 17, or even 18 years old. And then eventually they graduated with a bachelor's with us. And they are now, wow, 10 years later, a businessman, you know, who owns a few companies in Australia and in China. You know, we've got students who own their own restaurants, or, you know, working in multinational companies in China and even other countries in India, Sri Lanka, Vietnam, Hong Kong. So we've got many
Bhutan.
successful graduates at Bhutan. Yeah, many successful graduates which we are really proud of. And I think that's what's special about Beacon as well. We really hope that our students do succeed. You know, genuinely, we hope for our students to succeed. But of course, like I think we mentioned, right, Daminda, it takes two hands to clap. The students will have to meet
Exactly. Yeah.
the requirement. We can't give it to you free. I'm so sorry. You know, there are some requirements you have to meet, but then I don't think they are difficult. I think attitude really matters, as I mentioned
Exactly.
earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Tina. I've got nothing much
Thank
more.
you,
Yeah.
Michelle.
Thank you.
So we have another question, Mr. Daminda. Hope you are ready. So this question is also very important. How many graduates from Beacon until 2020 or 2020 haven't finished yet?
Yeah. Okay. Actually, I don't have exact figures at the moment because it's a surprise question. I didn't know that I'm going to answer for this. Okay. So instead of that, I will share that. Okay. The what we have from the Beacon alumni is keep increasing. Okay. Usually we have 500 to 800 students every year coming to Beacon. Okay. If I'm not wrong, Mr. Our graduation rate is about above 80, right?
80%. Yeah,
Yeah,
80%.
80%, right? Yeah, so that's our graduation rate. And we have many students from different countries who were graduated and progressed to the polytechnics universities in Singapore, as well as the universities and colleges or polytechnics in other countries. Also, we have students working in Singapore under SPAS or EPAS. Some students
Mm.
have become
Mm.
Singapore PR and even
Yes.
citizens in Singapore. So that is really a commendable thing, and we are really proud of being a part of Beacon, that we help students to become whatever uh, they want to be in their life.
Yeah.
And as Ms. Chua shared earlier, that we have students who started business and become successful, and also the students who join their family business and bring the family business to the next level. So that's really
Yes.
something we are proud of. So I think I answered the question. So that's
Very well.
Very
Yes.
well.
yeah. So instead of the how
It's
many
not
graduates, I
about,
said that how it is.
yeah. Yeah, I believe so. It's not about numbers, right? Of course,
Yes.
I believe we've got thousands and thousands because we're 15 years old now. Sorry, I also don't have the figure with
Six.
me.
Now it's 16
Yeah.
years.
Oh, sorry,
Yeah.
this is 16 years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
16 years.
So, but again, like we said, it's not a numbers game. It is really about genuinely helping the graduates and our alumni, you know, being successful. I think that's what really matters. And I
That's
believe
why.
every student. Sorry, Daminda. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. That's why earlier I said that Beacon we more focus on the academic excellence, not about how many numbers. Numbers you can always bring, right? But the number bring numbers in and make it a quality number and give the outcome as an excellent result is the what we are doing in Beacon.
Yes, yes. Our heart goes out to the students.
Correct.
Yeah. Thank you, Tina.
Thank you, Ms. Shah. Thank you,
Yeah,
Mr.
yeah,
Daminda.
yeah. Tina,
Okay,
please ask
so
easy questions, okay?
okay, I will try. I will try.
Yeah,
We are
But
really stressed.
yeah, yeah. Don't worry, don't
I'm
trouble.
I'm I'm very sorry, but these are the question. These are the main question, and it's also randomized by our experts. We have other marketing team. We all sit down and get this question for you and Miss Chua, so you guys can answer. I'm so sorry for that, but okay. Our
No
next
problem, Tina.
question is benefits of studying in Singapore.
Wow, question is to me or Mr.
It's question. It's for you
Daminda.
or
Okay,
Miss
okay,
Daminda.
yeah. So benefits is in studying in Singapore, right? Okay, so let's put it in this way. Okay, let's talk about the global rankings for many things that every year CNN, World, what you call the United Nations, and a lot of international agencies, they make rankings. Okay, Singapore is always within the top countries for this all those rankings, like per capita income or quality of life, economy, business,
Mm.
and gross domestic product. All those things always, because if I say something from my side, so you may not believe, but you can go and check the statistics, which published by the international organizations. That is more reliable. Okay, but I will share a few things like GDP. Under GDP, Singapore is 36. Just imagine, just a tiny small nation in Asia, tiny small island. They are how to say competing with so big giant countries and over
Tiny.
200
Yeah.
countries in the world, and we are number 36 by the size. I think we are like 175 or maybe 200, but in the GDP and the economy statistics, we are number 31 in nominal GDP category. And also Human Development Index, Singapore is the ninth in last year. And IP protection, Singapore is the second. And most competitive economies, Singapore became number one in 2019. And best place for children, Singapore again number one. And also behind Singapore, Singapore became number two to best place to expats to live and work. I think that is what our international students want to know. So Singapore is the second best country in 2019 in the world to for the expats to live, work, or maybe for the settle down. So that is really important. And also Singapore is something I have to say about the statistics. Not only about the statistics, Singapore uh, is an English-speaking country now, and predominantly it's a Chinese speaking country, but years long ago. But now it's fully English medium, and all the colleges, schools, universities in Singapore conduct all the programs in English, and that's why Singapore become one of the favorite destination for the multinational companies because of the education and the English knowledge of the people in Singapore. And Singapore is one of the most affordable country when you come to the school fees. Just imagine like United States, Canada, UK, and Western Europe, Australia, or New Zealand. Usually you have to spend about in Singapore dollars 20,000 plus per
Yeah.
1 year program. But in Singapore, you can find program from 5,000 to 10,000. Usually it's either one third or maybe half fee. So that really matters. I think a lot of people out there, they cannot go to those countries. So this is a very good option. Singapore is a very good option to get a very quality education for the minimal fee. And also the high quality educational system in Singapore and the institutes. Some of our main universities like National University of Singapore and Nanyang Technological University is within, I think, 20 to 30 top universities in the world. And Singapore have 5 to 6 national universities and also 5 polytechnics. And this another thing I would have to mention that safety. The Singapore is one of the safest country in the world, and also the quality of life. I already shared the statistics, and Singapore again one of the most livable cities in the world. And also the people who go overseas for the studies, they are looking for something different what they have back in their countries. So when you come to Singapore, you can see the multicultural, multiracial country uh, Singapore is. So we have different ethnics, we have different religions, we have different food. You can find, I think, any food in the world in Singapore within 10 minutes walk, something like that. That's something we really like about Singapore. And also the architectural and the cultural blend in Singapore. And I know a lot of European students, maybe American students, like to study in Singapore. The reason is Singapore is in the center of Asia. You can travel within 5 to 6 hours. You can travel to the Eastern Asia, South Asia, Southeast Asia, and Oceania like Australia and New Zealand. So you can travel within 6-7 hours to all those destinations. So if you are stay in Singapore, you can easily travel to many locations without any big trouble. And the job opportunities, as we always discuss, the Singapore is a hub for global economic activities. Apart from local businesses, many multinational companies having their Asia Pacific headquarters in Singapore. And that is a really a good opportunity to you to join an international company while after your studies. Did I answer correctly?
Wow.
Wow.
Um,
Yeah,
It's
Tina,
not
wow.
I'm saying
wow,
the
I
same thing.
know, but I
Wow.
try my best. Yeah. So
It's really a very, very useful information. I think I
Yes,
have got a lot of information through you, Mr. Damita.
me
Thank you
too, me
so much
too.
for sharing.
I think I'm guilty of not knowing so much information about my own country. You know,
okay.
that we are actually so good. Thank you, Daminda.
Thanks, Daminda.
Welcome,
So,
guys. Yeah.
okay, so before we go to our next question, we will have Mr. Andrea Moro. This is our pre-recorded because Mr. Andrea is too busy with our next classes, which we're going to start very soon from Monday. So let's watch the recording, guys.
Oh, I think we're facing some technical errors. Please
Yeah,
give us a few seconds while we resolve this technical issue. Yeah, oops, sorry, I think definitely not hearing. Do you, maybe Tina, we can talk about other things while our
yeah,
technical
I think
team work out the video for us again?
technology, we always rely on technology, but sometimes technology um, can cheat us in
It's
a
okay.
small way.
We will always be flexible. All right, and
Yes,
definitely we can resolve this very soon. So I trust in our technical team. So I'll pass it back to them
of course.
while we continue with the questions, I think.
Okay, so the next question, guys, sorry, Mr. Damin, the next question is not also very difficult, but I'll try to make it less difficult for you, okay? So how is Singapore government handling COVID-19?
Um, uh, Tina, am I audible?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay,
you're audible.
sure. Right.
Uh,
We want to know that how Singapore government uh, handling the COVID-19 situation. Because I have some problem. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear
yes,
you,
can
Daminda.
we can hear you.
Okay. So, okay. So as we all know that World Health Organization praises Singapore government for handling how they handle the pandemic situation. As of today, 7th of June, there are about 37,500 cases in Singapore, the COVID-19 cases. Out of that, only 25 deaths reported so far, and 24,500 people recovered, and there are about 13,000 active cases at the moment and 4 critical condition cases. That really shows that how the Singapore government handling this situation. Thanks to the Singapore's advanced healthcare system, we are only having very minimal number of deaths at the moment. So, and the other thing that the countries who have even 1,000 to 2,000 cases or 5,000, 6,000 cases, they have about 200, 300 death cases at the moment. But that shows that how Singapore government is taking care of our people. And the circuit breaker, which is called lockdown, is was lifted on the 2nd of June, but it's lifting in the 3 phases, and the phase one was 2nd of June. That means that the government do not want to open up everything and put the people in trouble. So, in the first stage, they haven't opened up the private colleges, universities, but they give opportunity to the primary and secondary school students to join the classes, but with strict measurements. So how they do that? Then the students come for 1 week for the classes. The next week they are studying in. Half of the students come for the 1 week for the classes, and the next week they are studying from the home online, and the next week the other group of students come and study in the classes. But of course, those private schools or the university students who really need to do the practical lessons, of course they cannot do it at home. They need the guidance, especially the lab and all activities. So they can come to the college, but with a lot of restrictions. They have to follow the guidelines given by the government, and then they can do their practical lessons if they require. In this situation, the Singapore proved again how they taken care of their own people, the Singaporeans, as well as the permanent residents and the foreign workers. I think almost 90% of the affected cases are foreign workers who's living in the dormitories.
Yes.
And yeah, and we heard our Prime Minister, Mr. Lee, already make a statement, and he promised the countries, the head of other states of the other countries who we have workers from, and he promised them that he will take care of your people as our own people. So that is something actually Singapore always does. That is something you need to consider. When you come to Singapore, we know a lot of countries, they haven't even taken care of their people. So they have really no time to take care of other countries' people. So we, in Singapore, we take care of everyone, each person who contribute to the Singapore. And even who are on the traveling or whatever, who come to Singapore, our guests, whoever, we take care of them very well. So that is about Singapore, and that is how Singapore is taking care of the situation. And very big thanks to, as I said before, to the government and the healthcare workers, and also the people, the Singaporeans who really listen to the government and help government to overcome these issues. So, Ms. Cha, I think you already discussed, you already few things about this before, right? So, do
Yes,
you have
yes.
anything to add?
Well, I think no, Daminda, you covered everything very well. I think just now we were talking about it as well, right? So I believe in my government and our government. They've done very well, and definitely the recovery rate is well beyond expectation. Yeah, and I mentioned everyone who's listening now, if you're in Singapore or whichever country you're in, look, will you matter, all right? You can be one of the person who can stop the virus from spreading. So let's do our part. Stay home, wear our mask when we go out, and be responsible, because this is a part of social responsibility. If we want this pandemic to end earlier, definitely all of us play a part, and let's do our part today. Yeah. Thank you, Daminda and Tina.
Thank you, and thank you, Ms. Chua. Okay, Daminda, so we have a next question for you coming in. Do you wanna take a sip? You wanna take a water sip?
Shall we
Yeah, sure. It's
try
not a
the
question.
video? I think because our technical team has sort of, I think they've sort things out. Shall we, Tina, have a look at the video
Yeah,
right now that was recorded with Mr.
sure,
Andrea
sure.
Moro, who is our Cardiff
Program
Metropolitan
manager.
University Program Manager. Yeah.
Hi, this is Tina. I'm from International College, Singapore, and today we have our live session. None other than with our guest, our program manager for Cardiff Metropolitan University, Mr. Andrea Moro. Hello, Mr. Andrea.
Hello, Tina. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm very well indeed, thank you. I'm very excited to be here today.
Thanks for coming to our live session. And today we have very special questions from students. We will be very happy if you can answer these questions for them.
Absolutely, yes, it'll be my pleasure.
Shall we start with the questions?
For sure.
Okay, so our very first question was student always ask, why students should choose Beacon International College?
Right, yes, that's actually a very good question to start with. Why Beacon International College? Look, my experience with Beacon is a little bit more than 3 years now. And what I can say, one of our strengths is our family atmosphere. We are a
Oops.
Oops.
I think there's no sound again.
inquiring about their education,
Oh.
they will be followed by someone. Once they eventually come to the college, we have relatively low ratios, student to teachers ratios, especially for the degree programs. We can actually, afford that extra time with the students. I personally remember the names of all the students that we have. If you name one student, I can actually picture that student in my mind. So that tells you the amount of time that we spend with them. So that is, let's say, a soft part of their why, but there's also a more technical reason because we are an accredited college in Singapore. We have an EduTrust license. The college has been operating for a long time into the Singapore marketplace, so a lot of experience, very good programs, strong partnerships with different education overseas, continuing launching new programs, innovating. So yeah, these are the main aspects why students should choose, in my opinion, why students should choose Beacon. And this is also the feedback that we get from students that graduate from us.
Thanks for answering this question. I'm sure that student will be very, very benefited with your answers. So the next question which we have is, what program is Beacon offering?
Okay, yeah, many. Obviously my area of expertise is the degree program, but also we do other programs from diploma to higher diploma. We also have a higher national diploma in association with Decent's BTEC. And then we have our main program with the Cardiff Metropolitan University, which is a bachelor degree in international hospitality management. We also have just approved a master's program. So it will be a Master of Science in International Hospitality and Tourism Management. And we're in the process of getting approval for an additional bachelor degree program as well, which is a little bit of a mix of hospitality and tourism. Also, we do offer a Bachelor of International Business Administration as well.
That's great. That's great to hear that Beacon is offering master program going to start very soon. So now let's move on to our next question.
Sure. Yeah.
Please, please.
So, no, what I wanted to add to the previous answer is that shows that there is a little bit for everyone. So, if your intention is, look, I want to get a diploma because then I want to enter the workforce and gain some work experience and maybe later on in my life return to studies, you can do that. You just do a diploma and they will equip you with some hard skills to go and work, into a hospitality industry. But if you are more academic oriented, then you can, do a degree, and if you qualify for a master's program, you can also do that, and that will provide you with additional skills that then you can use in order to find employment. So essentially, to repeat, there is a little bit for everyone. It doesn't matter who you are and what you want to do. You want to study and go back to work, can. You want to study and then study more, can. You just want to go and get an academic formation, also can. So yeah, a little bit for everyone.
Yes, that's great. That's great. So I hope students, you're hearing what Mr. Andrea is saying. So I hope you get benefited with his answer. So let's move on to our next question. Are there any pathway program available after students study with us?
Yeah, absolutely. And these links very much in what I was with the answer that I provided before. So let's assume that you're a student and you come into Singapore to Beacon and you do a diploma in hospitality management. Then as you are studying, you are finding that actually you do like it is something that you want to do more. You want to further your education. So you can then enroll into an advanced diploma. You can also decide that you want to continue to do that. So then you can progress to a degree program. So what I'm trying to say is that your diploma that you just finished, it's not going to go to waste. You don't have to start from zero again if you want to do a degree program. So there are different entry levels into the degree program. So you can enter a level year one, which is level 4. But also if you have done already a diploma with us, you can provide it. It is an application process, but most likely you can enter the degree program into the year 2 directly. If you have completed with us a diploma, a higher diploma, then you can go straight into a third final year of the degree program. Similarly, if you have completed the higher national level 5 BTEC program with us, you most likely be able to enter the degree program directly at the final year. So all I'm saying is that, again, to reinforce what I was saying before, there is a little bit for everyone. You start, you like it, you want to continue, you can progress to a higher diploma. You want to know more, you want to have more academic knowledge, then you can progress to a degree program. So definitely there are pathways. Now with the new master's program that we have just approved, again, you finish your degree with us. If you are interested and you want to continue, then you can progress to a master's program. There are also possibilities to do. You might want to do degree here in Singapore with us, and then if you want to get an international experience, the university will accept you into the master's program, provided that you have all the requisites, the visa requirements, and so on and so forth. But you can apply and enter one of the master's programs. As a matter of fact, we have 2 students that just graduated last year, and they have been accepted into the master's program in the UK with Cardiff Metropolitan University. So many pathways. What I say, life is good because it's different. Having options, having choices is a great thing. So here at Beacon, we're giving you a lot of options and we're giving you a lot of choices, and I'm sure that there's one that can suit you.
Thank you so much for this answer, and I'm sure that Beacon, I hope the students who always ask this question from our marketing team about the pathway option, I'm sure that you have got your answer. And the most important question which I have at this moment, which always we get from students, what is the university grading system of Cardiff Metropolitan University?
Yeah, that's a very good question. The grading system is consistent with the UK national system. So we work on an understanding that whatever works in the UK is applied here. At the end, when the students graduate, they will graduate with a degree issued by the university, so by Cardiff Metropolitan University. So the grading system is the same as it is in the UK. So when we talk about grading system for a undergraduate program, so a bachelor program, the pass rate required is 40%. Then you can graduate with once your final all your modules have been taken, all the results have been processed. So what it will show in your degree, your GPA or your general average score, it will be shown as a third class. It will be shown as a second lower, second upper, or first class honor. So in order to achieve a first class honor, you need to have an average grade of 70 or above. Second class upper is 60 to 69. Second class lower, 50 to 59. And third class is 40 to 49. So this is for the undergraduate program, so for the bachelor program. In terms of postgrad, it's slightly different. So for the master's program, pass rate is 50%, and masters they will not show. So you will have a master's with pass, merit, or distinction. So it's slightly different.
That's great.
I hope this answered the question.
Yes. Actually, it cleared a lot of doubts of even marketing team as well. I'm sure they also got a lot of information with this conversation. So our next question.
Hi guys, we are back again. So sorry, we have to stop the video in the middle. So we will going to put this video on our Beacon Facebook page. We will link down the video. You can go and see the whole Q&A between me and Mr. Andrea. Actually, whatever information I think you guys need a peace of mind and in the headphone to put in your ears and listen to him carefully in a separate video. So we're going to link this video down. So whatever information he has given, it's really, really useful. And he's our program manager for Cardiff Metropolitan University, guys. So yeah, let's move on to our next question. I hope Mr. Daminda and Ms. Shah has drank their water. So I have my water beside me. So almost finished half. So let's start with our question. Next question. So our next question, which is also very important question we have, Beacon online program, how it is conducted.
The question goes to?
The question goes to Mr. Daminda.
Daminda, okay.
Okay. How can I answer? The champion of online programs is in front of me.
Do you want me to answer this question? It's okay, Daminda, you can do it. Are you sure you want me to do it?
Yes, I think you both can.
I'll share a little bit and then maybe Daminda can take over later.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. I think as I mentioned earlier, our online program, actually all our classes, right, has gone online ever since the circuit breaker started. In Singapore, we call it the home-based learning. Okay, but in Beacon, we like to call it also the e-learning. All right. In some other countries, you call it the online classes. All right. Then I guess, as I mentioned, most of our programs, whether you name it, right, English, O levels, diploma, higher diplomas, bachelors, has all gone online now. And of course, students who are whether you're holding a student pass in Singapore, okay, or whether you've got your IPA approval, they are still back in India. We actually all have gone on to classes online now, okay, and they are allowed to attend these classes, okay. And if some of the students are still stuck at home, okay, in your home country, whether it's India, Sri Lanka, Malaysia, China, Vietnam, Bhutan, if you want to try our classes online now, yes, you can feel free to join us. Okay, you are welcome to do so and give it a try. In fact, for our online program, we are using different various platforms. Okay, but of course, a platform is just a platform, right? Things like Moodle, the big blue button, Google Meet, Zoom. Okay, and I think a lot of colleges are using platforms like that. All right, so it makes the learning experience more interesting, and these applications are there to help us. However, I would like to say that online learning is not just about the application. Whatever application you use, at the end of the day, it's about engaging the students online. Okay, so we actually, as a college ourselves, we've gone through trainings, quite a few trainings with our teachers. We ensure that all our teachers are ready to teach you online. In fact, we have a requirement to get teachers to engage you as students online, which is different from face-to-face class. All right, and we put effort into it. We've spent many hours training our teachers, speaking to teachers, and we even told our teachers, if you're not ready to be online, I'm sorry, then you can't teach our students online. Why? Because we believe that you, our students, are important, and you must learn something when you are in our e-learning and online classes. So I've gone to some of these classes. I believe Tina and Daminda, you've joined some of these classes yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, I
And
myself teacher assistant for a lot of the few of the
the
classes.
classes, yeah, great. Thank you for your help, Tina and Daminda. Definitely, you've helped a lot. And I think you agree with me that some of the teachers really make it interesting by using questions, polling in the classes, and they engage the students by doing presentations. Students are even allowed to do presentations online, when it comes to some of their assessment, and they can submit their assignments online using the platform that we have. They can do MCQ questions, they can do their tests online, and whatever assignments they have, they upload it online. So it's so convenient right now. As long as you have a laptop, or even some of our students, they use an iPad, or a high-end phone, right? They could actually upload all this information to their teachers. And the great thing is that because we're doing face-to-face live classes, it's not just uploading documents to this platform. We can have face-to-face, like what we're doing right now. All right, and the students can ask teachers questions as well, and there's interaction. All right. So definitely, we have been doing a lot, for this online programs, and I think we. I just want to say that let don't think that online learning is no good. All right, because a lot of students, they have this mindset, even parents, they have this mindset that online is not as good as face to face. But in today's age, after we've observed the classes and gone through all the trainings, I believe that e-learning, online learning is as good as what you can get in a face-to-face classes, except for certain things like, you've got your practical classes where you need to go for create an event for hospitality manage, or go for a field trip. Those are still important, but sadly we can't do it now because of the circuit breaker. It's still opening up, but eventually, when the circuit breaker is over, we would still bring our students for field trips, bring you out to see to Sentosa, to actually learn how tourism works in Singapore, how hotels operates in Singapore. But at the moment, of course, we can't do that. But other than that, all the other classes that you get face to face are online, okay, using these live classes, Google Meet and BBB, face to face classes, and they are really very convenient, all right, for our students. So don't be afraid. Do not allow technology to stop you from learning, because technology is one of the best platform, I believe, in bringing learning to your home. All right. So I hope all of you will definitely continue studying, even during this pandemic, and so that you can graduate the same time as expected when there was no pandemic, right? So, of course, Mr. Daminda may want to add to whatever I said. I'm not sure if I covered everything, and I hope this is useful for our students.
I think Miss Chua haven't left anything to me to
Oh, sorry.
share actually. So, but I try to tell those students that don't worry, because a lot of students, the problem, lot of students who's coming to Singapore are under pathway programs. They want to come to Singapore, cover their gaps and all, and before move to Australia, New Zealand, Canada, and all those countries. So it's a good opportunity now, actually, especially for the students who already have visa, got IPA from Singapore to come and start their studies. You don't have to stay back at home until uh, the day we all have no issues with COVID and you can fly to Singapore. So from now until we start actual classes and you can travel to Singapore, we can conduct our online classes. You can join. So you don't have to waste your time, because 1, 2, 3 months is actually because you are young, so still 20, 22, 23, or 18, 19, so still young, so you shouldn't waste your time. You have to invest your time on your education, and you shouldn't leave any backlog. You shouldn't keep any gap in your education. So continue your studies online. By the time the Singapore government and other governments lifted their um, travel restrictions and visa restrictions, you can come to the Singapore and complete your studies and get your diploma or degree. So that's what I wanted to share with everyone. And also, the face-to-face learning will definitely start after the circuit breaker is over and uh, the travel restrictions is over. So stay positive, not to worry about anything. Just continue your studies from your home via Beacon online platforms, and we will see you in Singapore very soon, hopefully.
Yes, definitely.
And thank you so much. Thank you. I would like to also add one small thing. In Beacon, nothing is impossible, guys. So I would definitely say thank you to Miss Chua and all the lecturer. You guys are really putting all your effort and motivating our students to come and join the online classes. So thank you, Miss Chua, to make
Welcome.
it possible.
We all
Okay,
work in a team.
so
It's never a
yes.
one man show, right? We all work. It takes teamwork. The students, the teachers, yourselves, all of us part of this. And I think we believe in unity in Beacon.
Yes. So, Mr. Daminda, let's move to our next question, which it's just few questions left for you. So, this is the next question we have. What program is Beacon offering? I think this question answer Ms. Chua and you yourself has given already. Do you want to quickly recap and give answer what program is Beacon offering? Because we have to go back to our Q&A. We have some questions coming from our students, so we have to answer those questions also, answers as well. So can you
Sure.
just recap?
I,
Yeah, okay.
okay. I will tell briefly what are the programs we have. We have 4 different streams of programs: academic, hospitality management, business management, design, and also we have logistic and supply chain management under business programs. For academic programs, we have English as the second language and IELTS programs, and also we have Singapore government school entry exam preparation programs, which we call AEIS. So these are the main academic programs for younger students we have. And also we have hospitality management programs, namely diploma in hospitality management, higher diploma in hospitality management, and high national diploma in hospitality management. And also we have Cardiff Metropolitan University degrees from UK, 3 years bachelor's in hospitality, international hospitality and tourism management, and also we have masters in international hospitality and tourism management. Under business programs, we have diploma in business and information technology, high national diploma in business and or business management, and also Cardiff Metropolitan University business international business management degree for 3 years, and also top-up degree for the international business management. Under logistic management programs, we have global diploma in hospitality and management with internship, and we have diploma in logistic and supply chain management without internship. And also we have high national diploma in high national diploma in hospitality. I'm very sorry. High diploma in logistic and supply chain management. And under design programs, we have high national diploma in design, 18 months to 24 months programs, product design, digital design, graphic design, and interior design. So these are the quick view of our main Beacon programs. So I think Tina got it right. So I think that it's really helpful for the students.
So student can choose blended learning course as well, right?
Yes, most of our diploma and higher diploma programs now on the blended system, e-learning plus face-to-face learning. And Mr. I think the HND and degree programs are also coming online soon, right?
Oh, our HND and design have always been online. We've started since the circuit breaker as well. It all started together. Only the degree will be starting next week. Yeah, so we've done e-learning ever since circuit breaker started for all our courses. Of course, the degree students were on a holiday because there was a break in between. So their classes starts next week actually.
Okay. So we have two special question, and I have few special question where student requested me directly. These questions are there in our email. So the first question we have is this is our email inquiry question. I put it in the session as well. Why I should choose Cardiff Metropolitan University?
Damandan?
Damandan.
Okay. So Cardiff Metropolitan University. Why Cardiff Metropolitan University? We conduct two programs from Cardiff Metropolitan University, which is hospitality management and business management. When you look into the rankings in UK, Cardiff Metropolitan University is within first 20 to 30 universities in UK for hospitality programs in 2019, and also the business programs. When you come to Singapore, why you choose Cardiff programs? I already told before that the Cardiff programs are under Singapore Ministry of Manpower list of accredited universities. So that will help you to find a job easily, or you will get a higher advantage compared to other university degrees. And also, Cardiff is well renowned across the world. Even you want to complete your studies in UK Cardiff campus in Wales, then you can transfer to UK for the second or third year. If you complete your 3 years degree in Singapore, you can transfer to Cardiff for the master's program. So those are the good things we can talk about Cardiff and Beacon collaboration. Ms. Chua, do you have anything to add?
Oh, definitely for me is for the students is an opportunity for you to go to the UK. You know, if you want to. Of course, not now. I guess maybe the COVID-19 numbers are a little bit higher in the UK, but definitely it's a pathway for the students. And the great thing is even professors from the university, they actually come to Singapore once or twice a year to meet our students. The student union leaders come as well to Singapore to meet our students. And so they make the students who are studying the Cardiff Metropolitan University degree in Singapore as if they are on home campus, as if you are the student of Cardiff Metropolitan University in the UK. Yeah, of course, as of now, this year, the students are not unable to, the professors are unable to come to Singapore because of the travel bans. But once the travel bans are lifted, definitely actually the professors have told me that they want to come very soon to meet the students. All right, and they do actually give trainings to our students when they come to Singapore. We had professors who gave one tasting trainings, plagiarism training, all kinds of different kind of trainings to our students when they request when they are in Singapore. All right, so this is the special part about the partnership that we have with Cardiff Metropolitan University. Did I answer
And
the questions? Yeah.
sorry.
Yep.
Sure. I would like to add one more thing. Actually, every year, one of our top students going to Cardiff for the global student conference
Ah,
in
yes,
Cardiff.
yes, yes. You're right,
University
Damita.
and the student sponsoring the students. So that is a very good opportunity. And even the management of Beacon International is considering to send a group of students at under student exchange program to our summer camps to UK. So, but subject to approve your visa. So you
Yes,
can go to university and spend 1 to 2 weeks and come back and continue your studies back in Singapore.
yes,
So that
yes.
is another opportunity you have if you want to explore UK and in the future.
For a short period of time, right, Daminda? Yeah.
Yes.
In fact, since Daminda, you mentioned that students can even choose to graduate in the UK, you know, so you can finish your program, whether it's your bachelor's or your master's, but you choose to go to the UK in Cardiff Metropolitan University to attend your graduation, you know, so you can go to the UK, go for a week or two and enjoy yourself, travel in the UK, which is a beautiful place to be. All right. And yeah, that's another option if the students find that, you know, they would like to save some cost, because this would be a cost saving method instead of doing your education, the entire education in the UK, because, you know, sometimes living expenses may be a bit higher in the UK at the moment. Yeah.
Mm.
So great. So I hope the students have got enough information. Yeah, in fact, the Student Union program is a very special program uh, arranged by Cardiff Metropolitan University. They sponsor 100% of the students' cost to go to the UK for a week. So every year, that one student is selected. One of the best students who is a student alumni or student, sorry, not student alumni, student union, will be selected to go to the UK, and everything is paid for, from air ticket to your visa to your accommodation, and you are in the UK for 3 days in the university. Of course, if you choose to, you can extend your stay for a few days, but that's at your own cost. But look, you know, there's nothing greater, right, Tina and Daminda, with free flights, free
Yes,
accommodation, you know, and you know, if I pay a little bit more, I get to stay another week in the UK. Why not, right? So yeah, that's an opportunity students would have.
I hope. Yes, thank you so much, Ms. Shah. Thank you, Mr. Daminda. So we have a very special. Shall we go back to our question, or you wanna take a break?
I'm fine.
I think we can. I think we can go ahead with our
Yes.
question. Then we have to take our questions from our audience who is watching us.
Oh, yeah, there's
Okay,
so many
so
questions.
the two question, the very last two question we have is how Beacon supports students during the pandemic.
Question is to me again, is it?
Yeah, it's quite for you,
Okay.
Mr. Daminda.
Okay. So
Gentlemen first.
mainly, yeah, we conduct e-learning, so that helps every student because their ultimate goal is to complete their studies. So that is the main thing we are doing at the moment. And apart from that, okay, I can mention few things. So Beacon arrange a few round of essential good distributions to the students in Beacon International College as well as for other school students who really affected during the pandemic situation, because some countries suddenly locked down, so there were no way parents to go to bank or do the credit card transactions or whatever the things. So I believe it really helps our students. And also Beacon staff and the management, we um, communicate with the respective embassies and NGOs and the socialites and all the possible ways to help our students to get uh, to make their life better during this pandemic time. So that is another way we help our students. Um, Apart from that, we are waiting to see you all, see you our students back in the school soon. And Mr. Is there anything you have to mention?
You've mentioned it. Basically, that's all. Everything. I think we actually go into the classrooms to support the students if they have any need. We told them that they can communicate with the teachers. So students and teachers have been communicating a lot since circuit breaker. I think I've seen some students who are here who said that he's gone through the e-learning classes, and she said that she enjoyed it and was a success. Yeah, I think that's where we give the students support. Making sure that they're still learning right now. Yeah, and of course, if the other supports that we give is, if the students need any help, we always tell them to contact our marketing team, our admin team, and they do call in. And separately, Tina and Daminda, our other marketing colleagues, have actually been reaching their hands out to our students, giving them some extra help here and there. Yeah, and of course, not just physically but emotionally, chatting with them, discussing with them if they need help, come to us, moral support that they need. Yeah, that's what we've been doing. I think this all matters during this time. Yeah.
Yeah,
So everyone stay strong.
stay
Uh,
strong.
yes, if you need help, let us know. All
Let
right.
us know. We are here to there are some of the students, they also reach out to us midnight as well, and we try our level best to answer your phone, answer your WhatsApp,
Oh
even
yes.
inquiry on email. So we do try our best to reach out to you guys. Sometimes, of course, we are not available 24/7, but we do try our level best to reach out to you guys. So very last question we have, special offer for progression and local transfer students, Mr. Daminda?
Special offers. Actually, we discussed with the management. So we decided for those students who really having the payment issues, because as I said before, right, so students are having a lot of payment problems because the parents cannot transfer money, because in Singapore they cannot even work. So that's why, because they are not allowed to work. So usually all Singapore students depend on their parents and families, guardians back in their country. So in this situation, there are a lot of students face problems of paying the respectiveness payment, and we give them extra time to cover it, because we know their condition, we know the situation in Singapore and as well as other countries. So you will help already a lot of students to go through this difficult time, um, by giving them extra time to do their outstanding payments. And also for local students, we still don't forget you. So the students in other colleges who really want to transfer to Beacon International, because we are one of the institute, don't really need students. I mean, we don't really put a lot of efforts to get students directly from overseas. We have a lot of local transfer students. That is one of the specialty I think Beacon have. I forgot to mention before. So we are heavily we are having very good local transfer students. So those students also, you can approach one of your marketing colleague to talk about your personal problems. So case by case, we can help you all. So we are starting, our intakes are already usually normal, so we never stop any intake. We have our every intakes at the right time. So every 2 months we have diploma, higher diploma, and HND intakes, and every 4 months, in January, May, and August every year, we have our Cardiff Metropolitan intakes for bachelors and masters. So don't worry about anything. If you really have problems, you can talk to us. We are here to help you. Me and my colleagues and the Beacon management really want to help you. The way Singapore take care of you, we are part of that, and we will take care of you as well. So you can contact us anytime for any assistance.
Yeah, I would like to add on to Mrs. Daminda, speech about the supporting of the students. So, yeah, I understand that, of course, some of the students, they do need some extra support in terms of payment. But I think Mrs. Daminda forgot to mention that we need evidence as well, from the students, right? Because some of the students, they need to provide us why, and evidence that they really require support, because we don't give it to everyone, okay, who say they need it just verbally, because there's no evidence. So evidence will have to be given, and from there we will see, we would review a case by case basis how to support each student where necessary. Yeah, because I know it's not easy for everyone right now. So our hands goes out to the needies, right? But those who are not in need, I believe you should be helping others instead, right? And not taking advantage of the situation. I think I'd like to share that as well. Yeah. I think Tina, is there a question about whether the visa, whether the students can come to study in Singapore in August 2020 with the visa
Yes,
application?
we
Yeah.
we do have a lot of questions now we are getting from our
Yes.
students. Some of them are appreciating us, some of them sending us uh, the heart emojis and the clap. Thank you
Yes.
so much. And
Thank you.
so there are a few questions we have. So we will start taking the question. So Mr. Daminda, or even if Mr. If it's flexible for you, let's answer the question for the student. So we have first question. Pallavi is asking, "Hello, sir. Please share information regarding supply chain management and scope of this course."
I think maybe Mr. Aminda can share a little bit about the logistic program, and then we can send the information to the student, because there's a lot to talk about if you want to talk about the entire
Yes.
program. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So logistic and supply chain management is basically about the like how to say uh, transportation is complete uh, circle of the complete circle of the production to the point of reach the product to your place, something like that. So means that
The whole
uh,
flow, right? The whole
whole
process.
flow of the process. Yeah, so transportation, procurement, export, import, even the after service is a part of this process. So if you are studying in the logistic and supply chain management, you will be able to find pathway, find a path to be a part of this any of these any of these departments in the company. So that is logistic and supply chain management.
And I think definitely, if I would put it into today's context, how COVID-19 has changed the world, and a lot of people are shopping online now. Whether it's Q10, Lazada. I think maybe for Mr. Davinder, you wouldn't be so familiar, but Miss Tina and myself, yeah, we ladies will be doing a little bit more shopping than the guys. Right? So, and every time we buy something online, the goods come, and have you ever wondered, how are these things delivered to us? So this is actually logistic, right? From ordering a product online, whether it's an Amazon or Q10, and then the packing, sending the goods to the warehouse, and then shipping, procurement, all the way to the logistic of sending the product to our houses. This entire thing is about supply chain management and logistic. So this is the new logistic era that you would be looking into when you learn about the program as well. So when you're part of this course, you will be integrating some of this new ideas of logistic, and now there's a lot of warehouse are using robots as well, to make their warehousing, their storage, and even the whole process a lot more effective and efficient. Yeah, so these are some of the things that you will learn, and I think for the prospects, right, Mr. Navinda, they do there are two programs. One program is without internship, one program is with internship, so the students can make a choice at the start. And if you want to do the internship, of course, it's subject to approval again by the government, because you need to transfer to a training work pass when you want to do internship. And if it's approved, and then you go through an interview, you find an internship, then you can try to internship in Singapore, or even some of the students you may choose to internship in other countries. Places like China, even back in India. So these are places where logistics is growing very quickly. All right. Yeah. So that's the overview about the program. Anything else to add, Mr. Davinder?
I think no, Mr. also explained it very well. So I think Pallavi got the answer.
I hope Pallavi got the answer. So there are a lot of questions, guys. So actually,
Maybe I will
uh,
add one more thing. Sorry, Tina, for disturbing you. So
yeah,
as we discussed before, that Singapore is a logistic hub, logistic aviation, transportation, and tourism hub in the world. So those who come to Singapore for logistics students, they will not regret, including myself. I was a logistics student and I'm a logistic graduate. So that's what I wanted to share.
Yes, I remember. Yeah, Mr. Davinder, you are a logistic graduate.
Yes.
All right. Great.
That's uh, so today live session. Unfortunately, we have to close here. But the question, students, whatever you guys have, don't worry. We will reach out to you, and also some of our colleague has leave our email IDs enquiries@beacon.edu.sg. Please drop an email to us, and whatever question you guys have, we will try to reply your question within 3 working days. And
Great.
anything else, Ms. Shah and Mr. Daminda, would you like to
Yeah.
say to our students who are watching us?
Maybe, Tina, I can help to answer one or two more of the questions very easily that the students
Okay.
have asked. Okay, so some students asking about the prospect of hospitality. I know people are thinking that, oh, circuit breaker, lockdown, F&B is badly affected, and we shouldn't be doing hospitality. Look, I think at the start of the session, I've already mentioned. Um, the pandemic will not last forever. We will not stay at home forever. All right. And in fact, if you do not know, actually a lot of F&B restaurants are doing, some of them are doing better, okay, because they gone online. Okay, so there is a whole new era again, as I mentioned, now F&B hospitality has changed its style. And so there is still jobs in the F&B line, but you've got to change your mindset. Okay, and you as students, if you want to come into hospitality, you have to change the way you learn and think as well, because you could be preparing things at the back end. Your service could be on telecalls, on applications. All right, and so definitely there is still a prospect in hospitality, in F&B, but of course it will take some time, okay, for people to get used to the new creativity, I would call it, in the F&B industry. And of course, since actually, to be honest, after the circuit breaker stopped and we went into phase one, we've been getting inquiries from our some employers to for interns. For a lot of our students who wants to go for internship, they have been getting interviews actually. And so, once circuit breaker was over, the restaurants start to open. They need help. They need to also have in terms of, what do I call it, internship collaborations with the college. They approach us, and of course, I want to let the students know internship is not working. All right, I have to emphasize that, because the college is not a manpower agent. Okay, you are here to learn. All right, so when you do internship, okay, you should be learning something from the internship. And that's why it is a collaboration between the college and the employer. And what will happen is that the employer will come up with a training plan, and they will have to follow the training plan for you. And you will have to follow through the training plan to ensure that you learn. And after you finish your internship, you have to actually submit a logbook, and your employer actually has to grade you according on a daily basis. Have you done well? Have you not done well? Okay, what's your performance during the internship before you can graduate from the program? All right, so the internship part is actually still part of the program, and you are required to submit logbooks and eventually also an assignment, a report about your internship experience, and you have to review, what did I learn from the internship, what have I done wrong, what have I done correctly, and how can I improve this internship experience in the future, so that when I really go to work in the future, I will not repeat this same mistake. Okay, so in a way, the internship is an opportunity for you to learn. Of course, do not take your employers for granted. Do not take the internship for granted, and be late. Be on MC. Okay, in this way, of course, the college would step in, and there will still be disciplinary action taken. And as I mentioned at the start of the session, right? If your attitude is no good, you eventually, even after the pandemic was over, you would not be competitive. All right, so how do you make yourself competitive? Back to square one, it's your attitude. All right, so if you learn to take things seriously in everything you do, put 150%, then your internship experience, and then your studies will all be different from other people, and we can't help you with that. Only you can help yourself, I believe, in that area. All right, so I think I wanted to address some of these questions, Tina. I hope that was okay.
Thank you
Yeah, and
so much for answering. I hope, student who's Arun Nayak, you got your answer. And so today, shall we sign off for today's session?
Yes, yes.
Mr.
And
Davinder.
I hope the students are okay. Daminda, do you have anything to add? Oh, we can't hear Mr. Daminda.
That we will. Oh, sorry. Oh, okay. Now it's okay, I think. Yeah.
Yes.
So the every question you ask throughout our session, you will get answers from us and from our marketing team. Not to worry about that. Even we sign off from the session right now. So stay connected. Uh, Beacon is always helping students, and Beacon is always in the front line. And Beacon, the learning journey never ends. So, but
Yes.
Beacon live session ends now. Okay, we will see you
Yes.
again.
But
And
don't worry, you can still study online. Okay, even now when you need to, our courses starts in June, right, Tina? The next week, and then I have another
yes,
intake in August, and you can still sign up for the August intake. We're not sure whether it will be you can come in, but when the borders open, you can. If not, it will be online. Okay, so as we mentioned, learning never stops.
those students who couldn't join us today, so don't worry, we will save this video in our Facebook page. You can still go and watch this video, and you can write your question. If you have, you can go to our comment section. You can even inbox us your question and we will reply to you. And thanks for whoever made it and whoever can join us today. Thank you, Ms. Chiwa, and thank you, Mr. Daminda, for
Welcome.
joining us and replying all the questions, answered so beautifully. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, guys. Good night, everyone.
Thank
Good night.
you. Good
Good
night.
night.